yeah, I look a little bottom heavy with that angle, but we're gonna just deal with it. Hold on one second. Yeah, it's just the angle. I'm very, very.
The opening. The opening to this will be. I look a little bottom heavy on that angle.
Please do not don't you dare.
Okay. Okay.
In here, we pour whisk.
Oh, that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger.
Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.
Gingers are beautiful.
You owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse.
Gingers? Oh, hell no.
This whiskey is excellent.
Ginger. I like gingers.
Welcome back to Whiskey Ginger. My guest today is the one, the only, the most special person on earth, my favorite person on earth, which I say for all my guests, Miss Nikki Glaser.
Thank you for that disclaimer.
Don't be flattered.
Don't get excited, even for
not even a little bit.
No, I had no time to. I go, I almost reacted to it. It's great to be here.
I guess you are one of my favorite comedians.
I feel like I was getting ready to come here today, and I was like, I know he's going to say that because he does say that a lot, and I just feel like you say it to everyone.
That's not true.
Not everyone.
Who else do you think I say it to?
Just, I don't know. There were some people that floated through my mind. I'm like, if that person's done this, he's probably said it. But I'm the same way. I think I tell a lot of people they're my best friend because they are. I just have top shelf best friends, and I have top shelf comedians who I'm like, you're like one of my top 5 favorite comedians. I give a lot of top 5s, and then people go, what number?
Now you're up to 50. Yeah, if you keep fiving people, you're like, you're my top 5, you're my top 5. Now you're up to way too many.
Well, I think it's not because I'm being disingenuous. It's that I just don't know how much I love so many things, and I celebrate the things I love.
Yeah, but that's good. Well, Ari said this to me. I think Ari said this to me the other day that I said no, maybe it wasn't him. It was a friend that I said I love you a lot. I say I love you a lot to people.
You do.
Yeah, but I like, because it's like I love you. It means like.
It means
I like
something.
you more, but I don't say I love you to people unless I really do like them. That's honest. So people that are listening, if you're kind of in my proximity of friends and I don't say I love you, I don't know if I like you that much.
That's a good way to know. But then how about people that you actually truly do love? And
Can't ever happen. Can't really truly love anything. It's impossible. I'm a broken human.
When you really mean it though, when you're in love with, how did you tell your wife? When you do you remember when you told your wife when you said I love you? That's always a moment.
I probably said I
couples.
think I love you.
Oh, that's always the first thing.
Because I got nervous.
Say. It's on The Bachelor too. That's always
I think I might love you.
On The Bachelor, you kind of learn the steps of a relationship. You get together and you're like, I'm falling for you, or you go I think I'm falling for you. Then you go, I'm falling for you. Then you go, I think I'm in love with you, and then you finally say I love you.
I love you.
But all of it is I love you.
But I don't believe in the falling term is not. I don't believe in that shit.
Well, that's just them being like, are you okay with this? Because it's happening.
Yeah, because I'm gonna say it.
I'm in love with. Yeah.
How many people have you said I love you to? I mean that way, not the hey, oh my god, I love my friend.
And I know we all go yo, I wasn't in love then because now I'm in love, or the whatever current love we're feeling, we're like, it wasn't right before. But I think when you say it, you say it. So I've said it two times, to the person, meaning it, and they
reciprocated, obviously. No.
Dude, I have so many issues with this. I love you. It's wild.
Did you say it and someone was like,
I didn't even realize until you just said that I'm like, neither of them.
What?
I was the first to say it. Oh yeah, it was pretty brutal. I've said the first time I said I love you was my first boyfriend. I was
high school?
24.
Oh, what? Late bloomer. You're a full-grown tree at that point. You're not a little flower.
Oh no, I was a tree. I was
24.
Yeah, I was 24. First boyfriend.
Wait, is this because of parental shit when you were young?
Well, it was.
Dad was like, no fucking book. Get him over here. I'll fuck him up.
I had a really good dad. It's kind of like that. It's almost that where it was
So why are you doing stand-up?
Because I had a really good dad. No. A little too good. No,
I had a real good daddy.
I don't know. I had I don't know, because I'm totally just. So why I think I didn't, the short story for why I don't think I had a boyfriend until I was 24 was in high school. I was just terrified of boys. Like I just liked them and I wanted to like make out with them and I wanted to do stuff, and all my friends did, and my friends were blowing guys, and I was like devastated when they were like blowing guys.
You were upset that you didn't get to blow?
No, that you would do something like that. Like I just felt like it was the same feeling I had when I found out like friends voted for Trump. I was just like, how could you? I thought we were friends. Like I really was that devastated.
Blowjobs in high school is comparable to voting for Trump?
I was just like, I don't understand why you would put your mouth on a penis. Like, what? Why would you do that for this weird guy? Like,
we still feel that way. Guys are blown away. I think that women want to do that.
You should be.
It's really
amazing
strange
that and then we sometimes get to a point where we like it. I don't know how you tricked us into that.
Are you somebody that likes it or you don't like it?
I can really enjoy it. I just recently got on board with it pretty hardcore.
If you like the person, is that how it goes?
You gotta like really. That's my. I think I love you. Is like I'm gonna blow you. It's like I think I love you.
I might be in love with you.
Yeah. It's not good actually. It's like I thought it was. Because I'm single right now and hooking up, and like I thought, blowjobs you don't get as attached to someone. You don't risk like having sex and being like, we're gonna be together. Like the sex just tends to mean so much after you do it, whether you want it to or not, as a woman, especially one who is sober. And then I'm like, but I can just like blow people and not get attached. But like to want to blow someone, I have to really like them. So then I already like them, and then I'm having an intimate moment, and then it's done.
So you're pretty much taking the same steps as having sex. It's just kind of like an
all
intro.
Of it. All of it is so. I'm trying to protect myself from falling for people who don't deserve it and who are wastes of my time. Because that's who I'm drawn to right now. Is like guys who are truly like not gonna love me long term.
How do you know that though?
Because
I'm preoccupied with other things.
Yes, they're just like they're just unavailable, completely emotionally unavailable. As am I. So I'm drawn to people who are really career driven, just alcoholics, workaholics, like dry alcoholics, like just people who are
addicts. You love people that are addicted.
Yeah, because I am too. And people who feel like they're not deserving of love so that they can't love someone. And so I'm knowing that I'm drawn to the type of guy I'm drawn to right now, which I haven't always been. I've been drawn to like healthy men before because I'm like in a healthy
But you don't really like
place.
them that much, don't you?
No,
a healthy guy, you're like, this guy, he's fucking fine.
In the end, you find that you'll choose someone that you're like, for the first time, I'm not going for a guy who is unavailable in this way, but then he'll be unavailable in a different kind of special way. So I think I do that. But anyway, I don't know what I was even talking about. My point is that blowjobs are. I honestly could do like an hour on blowjobs. That's all I talk about. That's
great. We could do the whole hour.
And
on blowjobs.
All the stuff I'm saying about it is not even like traipsing on my material, which is I'm trying to be aware of.
Well, let me say this then. Do you think that do you think it's hard for you because you're sober now and you've been sober for
7 years?
7 years.
Sober from alcohol. Do
you wear the medals around your neck ever? Do you ever carry them around?
I don't go anywhere.
I think it's so weird that they give like chips for that thing.
I think it's kind of like you get something.
Like I'm a child of addiction, but I think it was always weird to see chips. I think that's a weird thing for some reason.
Yeah,
it's like a little shitty medal.
As a kid, I would be like, my mom's carrying around a little medal.
It's like a shitty medal.
Yeah,
it's like the worst trophy you can have.
No,
but I mean, it's great.
Good.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's just kind of like a sad reminder.
Poor.
I just feel like you don't need it. It does look poor.
It's just like
a little satchel of my
chips.
It's
like the worst trophy. It's just like a little, and they always look kind of dirty, and I don't know.
They're like bad poker chips. Yeah. No, we can make fun of it. They're like shitty poker chips. They're like Hustler Casino poker chips.
I'm not in the programs, but I have not drank for 7 years, and it's changed hooking up drastically.
But we've hung out, and you don't care when other people drink around you. That doesn't bother you. Yeah, it doesn't even fucking matter at all.
No, I kind of like it. That's the thing. It's like, oh God, when I've dated a couple guys this year that drink, and I don't mind it. And
drink excessively or just socially?
No, just socially. And like they have one, and I'm like, I like you so much better with one.
Is it the way they smell?
Ew, no. It's because they get like more like touchy, and they're like more. They're just guard is down, and I feel like so many guys are just like this. Like I'm always dating guys that are like this, and so when they get a little drunk, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like. Feel like I'm taking advantage of them.
Well, that's why you brought this up, and this reminded me of. And every time I've ever seen The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, they're always blacked out the whole show.
Yeah,
everyone drinks the entire fucking show.
It really just makes everything go. Alcohol is great for hooking up. It is everything. If people didn't drink, people wouldn't have as much sex.
But that show's whole point is to find love, and I feel like every scenario is fucking them drinking. Every scenario they're drinking.
Yeah.
Like they wouldn't put a sober person on that show, I bet.
They would. They would definitely would. There's
Well, they wouldn't
definitely
make it to the final round.
No, they would, because actually they would make it. They tend to make it further. People who can handle their alcohol, because you get sloppy and then you're like, I just don't understand why you're talking to another girl. And it was like the second date, and then he's like, this girl's crazy, she's gone. So girls tend to get, and guys get really hammered the first couple episodes,
people get
and their
so
alcohol
fucked up.
comes out because there's free booze, and then they're off the show.
Yeah, I just feel like it's so oddly strategic the way they make those people drink all the time. And then I think about that in my own life of like, like you joke about it, and I love it so much when you talk about, people don't really think about what it's like to have sober sex with strangers, because most people of an age range of, 20 to 40 maybe are constantly dating or hooking up with people, and they're almost always intoxicated.
Always.
Like almost always.
Yeah, you think about it.
When you go out, do you ever try to date sober people or no?
Yes, at first. Like my boyfriend for many, many years was just has never drank, has one of these people that's just never done anything. And I was like, jackpot, because I had just quit drinking. I was only interested in drinking people who also, or dating people who also didn't drink. I was like, this is amazing. And it was, because I don't want to be with someone who drinks, but there's a difference between someone who isn't. I don't think he was like that, but sometimes when people don't drink, it means that they are not drinking because they are alcoholics. Like they would be if they did drink. They just never have.
Right.
But they have all the characteristics of
that
one.
Could be it, right?
Which I am attracted to because I have those characteristics. And so like I think that even when you find someone who doesn't drink, they still can be a nightmare to deal with.
Sure.
And that,
they're still people.
Well, yeah. But I've dated guys who don't drink, but I would love a guy who can have a couple glasses of wine, because honestly, guys get so much more like sexy, and I tend to date guys who are a little bit withholding of affection. They're just a little bit
stiff.
Yeah, and I don't know why I tend to gravitate towards that, because that's what I want so desperately, is I like love affection. That's why when I just did Dancing with the Stars, and I joke about it, but I'm like, I got touched more in one practice than I did in like a whole relationship. And it just because, and it wasn't anything wrong with my boyfriend. He just isn't affectionate. That's not his love language.
Were you dating when you were on the show?
No.
You were totally single.
I was single.
Were you looking?
It was amazing.
Yeah, you wanted some of that. What is? There's always some like sexy Cuban guy or some shit.
I mean, everyone on that show is
Nikki,
so hot, dude. It was awesome.
I want to put you in the sky and touch you all over your legs. There's always some fucking gorgeous accented
Russian.
dude.
Yeah,
Russian too. Yeah.
Yeah, my partner was like the hottest guy who's ever talked to me, let alone like touch me.
Do you still talk to him?
Yeah, we're still friends. But he, like, he's married. There was never any like that. But it doesn't mean that you aren't getting the, like, I would leave and be like, I've just been like dipped and manhandled all day, and I'd be like, I'm worked up. And then you'd walk out because we were at the Dancing with the Stars studio, and you walk out and there's all the stars from the show, all the other dancers. Some of them are single. You're just like, it was awesome. Like you were just like, and everyone touches each other, and everyone's going through the same crazy experience. It's like you're on the real world.
Right.
And
were people hooking up on the show?
Let me just say, for sure, people hook up on that show.
Yeah. I don't need to dip into people's private information, but I always wonder on those shows, because anytime, I mean, this is true for people that don't know, for inside baseball stuff, 90% of the time, people in the business meet either their boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, or just someone they're fucking on the thing they're working on.
It's on set.
And especially in a world where you're like dancing, touching, getting close. Like every time I see Dancing with the Stars, every time I see any of those fucking partnership dancing shows, when people aren't fucking, I'm blown away.
Dude.
When they're like, no, we're just friends. I'm like, no fucking way. At least what it is probably the dude pines for the girl so hard, and she just is withholding because she cares more about the thing that they have more than a relationship that might exist. But dudes, we'll never get over that. We want it all.
So many people. I mean, there's been very public ones of couples who are now together, like Robert Herjavec and his dance partner. Like
that's right, the Shark Tank dude.
Yeah, they're married. They have 2 kids now.
He was the son of an immigrant farmer.
Yes, exactly.
This is the first thing they say all the time. the son of an immigrant farmer, Robert Herjavec.
They really do.
Dude, they plug that like that's the only characteristic the dude fucking has. But yeah, he divorced his wife and married that girl from the show.
Yes. And I think they were already separated when he got on the show. But I know it was very clandestine and like private. Then it just came out that Nikki Bella, the wrestler, is dating her partner from Dancing with the Stars. Don't know if they were fooling around during the show.
Who was that dude?
But that was 2 years ago, and his name's Artem. He's a Russian. He's one of the hot Russians, and he's one of like the dancers on the show. So now they're dating, and so I'm not kidding. Like it is. There's nothing else like it. There is nothing else. The only way to get more intimate with someone on a show is to do like fucking with the stars. Like you're literally rubbing each other, dipping. Like if you watch the show, if you've never watched the show, you know what you should pull. The thing that got me like so excited was like I found out who my dance partner was. I Googled him. I'm like, he's married, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to do some sexy ass dancing.
Yeah,
like with whoever I want. Like I really want to like do a sexy dance. And I looked up Gleb, who was my partner. His name's Gleb Savchenko, and just Google YouTube Gleb Jana Jana tango. Dude, it's the hottest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like
who the fuck's Jana?
Jana Kramer is a country music star.
Right, and she was the previous partner.
She was his previous partner. They went really far. I was watching her the whole time, being like, oh, God,
why? Jealous?
Like I'm a terrible dancer, so I'm like, this girl's doing the splits. She's so good. She went so far in the show, and I'm like, poor Gleb has to be with me now.
Can you do the splits?
No, I was working on them so hard. I was close-ish. I remember one day Gleb was like, "Can you do the splits?" And I'm like, "I'm working on it." He's like, "Let me see," and he just was like, he just didn't react. He just turned around after like seeing my attempt.
He's like, "You're limber like 90-year-old woman."
Oh, he used to say the meanest. He'd be like, "You dance like robots. That's what you dance like." And I'm like, I would like get tears in my eyes because he would be so Russian and cruel and just like honest.
Yeah.
And he would be like, no, I mean like I can program the robot to dance a new dance. I was just like, don't spit it, Gleb. But
that's because I think all those Russian dudes that are so cut up and so fucking, I think it's because they live such a shit hard life. Russia's so fucking tough.
Yeah.
Like it's such a tough place that they just don't put up with like poor me shit, like poor me scenarios when someone's like, oh, this is I don't like how this is working out, and they're like, what?
Yeah, I would cry around him, and he would just be like, what is happening?
No,
yeah,
he's like, put those back. Put those away.
I had to be. It was hard. He would be like, it was. I felt like I had like a Russian gymnastics coach because he would like yell at me, and then he would be not like it was. But
he didn't molest you. To be fair, he wasn't like a real gymnastics coach.
Dying for him too.
Yeah.
I was like, can you use some of the doctor's techniques? I would. I heard those and I'm like, I would like that.
Well, when you get kicked off the show, he's done, right? He doesn't keep going.
No, he just like keeps performing on the show in like different numbers.
For
like
other,
they throw him
with
in.
other people.
Yeah.
That's
but
cool.
he's off. It sucks. It's like you really care about. I knew I was bad. I didn't really care how far I went. I just didn't want to get kicked off immediately, which I did. Which is
Were you the first to go?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's humiliating.
I don't think that's humiliating.
No, in the moment, it sucks.
But
it
can I tell you this?
Way more than
I remember when you were going to be on the show.
Yeah.
We were sitting maybe at the Comedy Store or something. I don't remember where we were. And I said, what are you doing back in town? You're like, I'm here for this thing. And I was like, what thing? And you were being so coy about it. And it annoyed me so much. I know. But I was like, what? Why are you being so fucking weird? I was like, you know me. And you were like, I just can't tell you. And then when I saw it online, I was like, oh, okay, I get that shit.
They really make
you
feel like they will
man.
take it away. You will not be doing the show if it gets out that you're, and I was like, and I wanted to do the show so badly. So I was just, Did
you guys ever reach out to them or did they come to you first?
They came to me. I would never want to do that show ever. I was like, when they asked me, I was like, please don't do this because I know I'll have to say yes because what a cool opportunity and what a weird thing to do.
Yeah.
And I'm terrible at dancing. So I knew that I was going to do it because it's just an insane thing to do. But I was mad. I was like, no, I don't want to do because it's so much work. I'm bad at dancing. It's embarrassing, but it was the greatest thing I've ever done.
Was there ever a moment that you think, because it's somewhat like faux reality TV, it's not, but it is. I mean, there's got to be a new word for that. It's kind of like interactive reality where it's like, it's not producer based in the sense of like you're dancing and that's about the only story arc that they're taking.
No.
They're planting shit still? Are they still producing?
There's a lot of producing going on. I mean, you're being filmed the whole time. You practice 4 hours a day for a month leading up to the first show. And there's always a producer in the room. There's always a cameraman.
But are they trying to create sub-story too? Like a lot of subtext like reality shows do or no?
In the beginning, later on, yes. If I would have lasted, they would have found some kind of narrative for me. But like early on, no. I mean, there were things here and there that they would be like, so tell us about how you're feeling right now about what Gleb just said that you danced like a robot. How does that make you feel? And I'm like, why are you bringing it up again?
Yeah.
Like I just got done crying and now I'm like, and a lot of just and then the thing I realized is like, oh my God, I'm on a reality show. Like this is a legit reality show. Because sometimes you forget you're just like, oh, it's a dance competition where I'm a celebrity playing myself. Who cares? But then I would get really upset because my body would just not do the things that I wanted it to do. I felt like I was like disabled sometimes when I was learning to dance. Like I really, truly, I was like, Gleb, I know the step. I've seen you do it. I know that I can do it slowly. I can't do it fast 5 times in a row. And I don't know why I can't, Gleb. I don't know. Because he would be like, I've never seen anyone not to be like, get it 4 times and then on the 5th time not get it. I've never seen that. And I'm like, well, then you need to go back to your ballroom teaching books and learn whatever disability I have and break through, because so we were.
And the
just
producers are like, yes.
And Gleb would be like, let's pretend like we like each other more than we do right now. Like it would, because he's been on the show a while, so you're balancing this thing of like, should we make our relationship fraught for a storyline that will keep us on the show, or should we act like we're best friends and we love each other and we're maybe in love with each other and that will keep us on the show,
right?
Because there's many things that you're balancing. But so I used to get worked up, and then I would be like, I'd want to cry. Like, it'd be like the second day in a row. One time I cried 3 days in a row, and Gleb had to be like, listen, do you want to practice? Do you want to like cry separately? Do you want to like talk to me separately so we don't cry on camera? Because it has to look like we're having fun. And I was like, I'm not going to cry anymore.
Go cry in corner.
And so I started sucking down my cries like I used to in a relationship. And I'm like, I'll just do this later because it's not going to like go away. I can just deal with it. So I would like hold it. But sometimes I would not want to hold it. I couldn't. And it would just like the tears would start welling, and I could see the cameraman, the producer, like see me do that. And he'd be like, and then the cameraman would like be in my face, and I'd just be like, I'm fine. It's going to be fine. Like it's fine. Gleb's getting water, so I have no one to talk to because it's just an empty dance studio. And I'd be like, yeah, I mean, he said that thing, but he's right. Like, I'm not a good dancer and it sucks for him. Like I would just, and then I realized I really just need, sometimes I had it would be an hour in, and I would be like, I need to go cry so bad. It would be like having to take a shit. You're just like, it needs to come out or I'm not going to be able to focus.
Yeah.
And you're stuck because you can't go cry because you have a mic on. And if you go to the bathroom to cry, then you're the girl who went to the bathroom, then they film the bathroom door and you're in there like,
and then Gleb's outside the door like, are you okay?
Yes.
What is happening in there?
Even if it's so private about it that I'm still mic'd. Or I'm the girl who took off her mic. And even if you're taking it off in the most mild way of
they film that. Yeah.
You still are like, and like taking it off. So you just have to wear it and just like wait to cry until Gleb's wife gives you a ride back to your hotel.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, one time she came and picked.
Is she Russian too?
Yeah, she's a
like
Russian
hot
dancer,
Russian girl?
hot Russian dancer lady.
You're a little cry bitch. If she also chimes in, you're a robot.
I was so scared to meet her because it's also like I'm dancing with your husband every day, so this is going to be awkward. But also she's a dancer, so I knew she understands that world, and I would watch videos of her, and I was like, this bitch is cool. And then she came to get Gleb one day, and Gleb was like, do you want to ride? Do you want Elena and us to drive you? And so he goes, you sit in the front seat with Elena. And she like greeted me with this warm hug. Nice. And I had just had a really rough day with Gleb where I was like, God, he's not being nice to me. And I'm really bad at this. And I started to see the fear in his eyes of like, I don't know if you can learn one dance. Like, I've never dealt with anyone who's so bad.
No, there's no way you're the worst person he's ever danced with. Really? You think you're the worst person he's ever danced with?
I'm
gonna get him on this podcast to see what he says about it.
He would probably say he got really mean, and we were doing some press after the finale. I went back for the finale 3 months later after I got eliminated. Yeah, and we were doing press, and he was throwing me under the bus. You see, he had some time to like really stew about what of a shit deal he got getting me as a partner.
I'd rather still be on TV, but yellow-haired cry bitch had to whine every fucking 5 minutes. I think that's so funny that he just let it all go after a certain amount of time. It's like, nah, fuck her. You know what? Fuck Nikki Glaser.
He did. And it was because I was kind of like, well, fuck Gleb. So we're holding on to each other doing these interviews because on Dancing with the Stars, your partner, you're just supposed to be always
I know. It's so funny how like poised everyone pretends to be.
And so we're just like yelling at, like being so mean to each other with like smiles on our face. I mean, we did that in every press line. It was pretty fun. It would honestly be a really good bonding experience for Gleb and I because he would be hilarious and I'd be like, oh, good, he can dish it too.
But you still talk to him, right?
Yeah.
So everything is all good now. It's fine.
Yeah, it's actually really good. But it is weird. It's like
Would you ever do shit like that again? Anything reality based again?
I'm dying to do it again.
You do want to do it again?
I want to do Dancing with the Stars
again. Just to prove yourself that you're not going to get kicked off.
First of all, I got injured. There were a lot of factors why I didn't last. I was not the worst dancer when I got kicked off.
Who was the worst dancer?
Stretch.
Let's talk
probably
shit.
Grocery Store Joe.
Yeah, the guy from The Bachelor.
And I think he would admit it, but like he was, I honestly, I don't think he should have gone before me because he's so adorable and like entertaining, and like his dances were cute. Like it was kind of fun to watch him. So I get the appeal of that.
Right.
There was also, there were other people that were just like, there was nothing special. It was like, I was just as not special as they were, like, but like we just weren't good dancers.
You were all farm league.
The guy who
players.
won the show, Bobby Bones, is like not a good dancer.
Who's Bobby Bones?
And I didn't know that I could have won.
How come I don't know who Bobby Bones is? Who is Bobby Bones?
Because you don't listen to country music, but if you did, you would know who Bobby Bones is.
Right, Bobby Bones. Sorry for all the country fans. Bobby Bones, big. He's awesome.
He's huge. He's a radio guy country music radio guy who's like in a million markets.
And people fucking love Bobby Bones.
Love him.
Apparently he can dance, huh?
He can't.
No, but he just won out of personality.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing about those shows that bothers me a little bit.
And people loved him.
Yeah, reality kind of like bases a lot of it on such weird minutia things like that grocery store Joe guy. I remember watching him a little bit on The Bachelor or whatever, and like he was a sweet dude, and I liked him right away because you were like, oh, his personality. Also, he's from Chicago, and I loved his dumb little accent.
He's awesome.
And he looks like a sweet dude. But also, the more I saw him on that show, there wasn't a ton of substance to him for them to film him a lot, so they would just film him when he sounded like a dummy.
Yeah.
Like they would do that. He'd be like, does Swiss cheese always have holes? Like he would, you know what I mean? Like that's.
But he's so funny.
No, it's hilarious, but it's
Yeah.
also like you do realize there's a part of it that I watch enough where I'm like, are they creating this thing for him, or is this who he really was? That's my worry with any of those reality shows. Is like, I think America kind of thinks they know how that stuff works, but like you're divulging enough for them to know that like there's so much more story that I think people don't realize. That wasn't the intention for you. You just kind of get sucked into this world really fast.
Yeah, and I loved it though.
Yeah, you did, right?
I love like, I would have loved to have like a romance on the show, or like I would have loved a story like that. Like give it to me, and not a fake one either. Like let's.
You want it to happen.
Yeah, I always wanted to be on The Real World. The only reason I didn't do it or like try to do it, because I think I would have gotten on, because I think I
probably
just
would have gotten on.
I just share everything anyway, so I just feel like I would have been good in that environment. But I'm really glad I didn't, and I never wanted to because I wanted to be famous for something else. I was like, you can't.
Yeah.
Real World doesn't last, but actually it does. Like it's a good way to.
Would comedy take a backseat if something like that, if another reality show came along?
I mean, Dancing with the Stars, it was like my life, and comedy took a back seat. But right now, no. Comedy will always come first, and I'll always have it and always be good at it. And I feel.
But what if you get solidified as this character? Say another thing comes along in a different reality format where they want to make a show just about you. Do you think comedy slowly goes away a little bit?
No, I'll just keep doing comedy, and then that will be part of the show.
Yeah, you hope so.
I mean, reality show. I'm like dying to be on a reality show because it's the easiest thing to make.
Yeah.
It's like podcasting. Do you know what I mean? Like we just sit down and talk. This is enjoyable.
Yeah, it's fun as fuck.
It's not hard for me to say yes to a podcast. It doesn't take a while. I show up. There's no hair and makeup. You just show up. Like there's no waiting around on set.
Right.
A reality show where I just live my life and I make a TV show where I don't have to be in a writer's room.
Right.
I don't have to be in editing. I mean,
not
I can
there
watch
for 15 hours.
Like you're not writing all the day, and then no one watches it because most people don't watch anything.
That's true.
So I would rather make something that doesn't take up all my time.
Right.
That no one's watching than something that does.
What is your ultimate?
Because I do radio, I do stand up. Like I can't do a show too. I can't be in a writer's room too.
It would take too much time. So
Yeah.
what's your ultimate end game goal for you? What would be like the perfect scenario for you?
I don't like career wise. Like where do I want to be when I'm 70? Like what's the end game?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean the end game. I mean, kind of like what would be like a great pinnacle moment in your career where like this is the kind of the culmination of like so much work. Like what's a thing where you're like, a lot of people say like I want my own sketch show, I want my own TV show, I want my own.
Do you have any answer to that? Hosting SNL. That's when I'll know that like that's just an echelon where it's like you
made it. You've fucking made it. Yeah.
You're hosting SNL.
Yeah.
Like I've never wanted to be on that show as a cast member. It was never my goal, but I've always loved the show. And then I've recently been like, oh, maybe I could do that show. Like maybe that was an option for me.
I love that show. I've talked about it enough. I still love that. I tested for it 4 years ago or something, and
yes,
I love that fucking show.
Oh my God.
I still watch every single fucking episode, and it's weird how bitter people are about that show.
Yeah, when you get rejected.
I don't get it. I'm like, well, what the fuck is the difference? Who cares? I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I've gotten rejected from a million fucking jobs.
So many things.
That was just another fucking job. And also it was another job that I got close enough to where the guy who runs the show, Lauren Michaels, said really nice things to my face about me, and I was like, that's good enough. That's great.
Good.
Yeah, it was like, that was fucking amazing. And I support the fuck out of that show because I think, I've said this too much. I know people complain, but I'm always like, there's no harder show to make on television than a show in a week. It's fucking impossible. We've made TV, both of us, and it takes forever to make good television, and those fucking people have to do it in like 5 days. That's insane. That's pure insanity.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think like, yeah, hosting SNL would be kind of a pinnacle for me as well. Also, to me, on a personal level, I want so bad to be able to play like massive theaters around the country. That to me is my like goal.
I mean, I just started like getting to the point where, I mean, you're there too. We're pretty much at the same places.
I'm still
careers.
club level. I do very small theaters if I can.
Me
but
too.
Yeah.
I do clubs too, but like to be a club comic, we've been working clubs forever.
Yeah.
And no one knew who we were.
Yeah, it's weird.
And it's just comedy changes so drastically when you're a comedian that's been doing it like 15-ish years.
12 for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Like us, like we know is people not knowing who we are.
Yep.
And then the past couple years, people know who we are. It's the best.
It's the best.
Performing for people who are already excited to see you, you don't even know that it's a gear that you're gonna get.
Right.
Like you just assume comedy. I never was like, someday they'll come to see me and it'll be much easier and more fun.
No, you don't think that way.
It's so much more fun.
Right.
When they're like down for you to be weird and
right.
It's just, you can get away with so much more. And it could be bad because you can turn into a less good comedian because they're giving you so much.
Yeah, you think that's my biggest fear in comedy is to get too comfortable when I'm not writing enough or trying enough or performing hard enough or giving
People
as much
will never
effort.
like you that much. We'll always let you know.
Okay, good. Thank you so much. I see people like, I'm not trying to throw anyone's name out there, but I like know a few people that have gotten a huge
You
bang.
won't get that way.
And I just get nervous about that.
Because
but you've seen it. You see it too. I know you do.
They don't think about that. They're not like, oh, am I going to get worse? I don't think they
They're
think about
just-
it. Like, you're
yeah.
paranoid about it. It won't happen to you.
Massively fucking paranoid.
And I'll let you
about it.
know if
I
watch if I get to the Laugh Factory early for my set and I catch a couple minutes and I'm just like,
you're garbage.
You're just not what you used to be. You're phoning it in.
Like, what's up with these Chinese people, dude?
Well, that is a bit you're working on, right?
Yeah, man. Something about the Chinese.
Oh my God, dude. Just to toot your horn a little bit, everyone who ever, like, people talk about you a lot and how funny you are, which obviously I remember the first time I saw you being like, because I always knew your name, but I did not know your name. We don't watch each other.
No, we don't. But we talked about this at the Improv. I said, I introduced myself to you after us not knowing each other for a long time. I said, I know you and I really like you, but we don't know each other.
Yeah.
And that's such a weird thing that happens in our business where you're like, there's people that I fucking love in New York that I've never met.
Yeah.
And I fucking love, I think they're amazing comics.
But you will know them someday because you'll be at Montreal someday.
Yeah, and it's just bump into somebody.
It's such a small world, but yeah, I just hadn't seen you before. And then you were at the Improv and I was just like, and I think I had to like wait a little. I usually just don't watch stand up. I don't know why. I feel like I'm just.
No, none of us really do.
But then I was like forced to watch you from some circumstance.
Forced.
Not like I didn't want to, but you just happened to be on when I'm in the room on my phone. And I was just like, whoa, what the fuck is happening? Like, this guy is like, you're one of those people that you're just like, oh, fuck, I have to work harder.
No,
like, that made me feel that way. It really did. But I will say, and that was years ago. And then you're one person that, like, when we're on shows together and I bring friends, people, like, continually, like, talk to me about you. Like, oh, Jana. Like,
yeah,
my friend Jana.
That's right. That text was nice.
Jana Kramer, who was Gleb's partner on Dancing with the Stars, came to see me. She was pregnant. She was like 9 months pregnant, like about to pop, and she couldn't last. Oh no, she'd just given birth. She couldn't last until my set. I was after you, and she left right after you, and like couldn't. She came to see me.
She's like, sorry,
She's
I
like,
saw
it doesn't
that
get
guy.
better than that. But then she was like texting me inside jokes about your jokes that I hadn't seen. I'm like, I'll pass it along. I'm sure he'll like this. But like, yeah, people enjoy you.
I
Good
appreciate
job.
it. I'm very flattered. Well, I've always been. I was a fan of yours. I was a fan of yours before. Not to have us be just like a dick sucking competition, but
this.
I was a fan of yours before I met you. But I do feel like that's something that does happen all the time. No, you can't. You can't drink coffee on this correctly. What I wanted to talk to you about is do you remember? Because I have had a lot of people that are sober on the show. Like Bobby Bobby is sober. Dalia
I'm not
has never
sober,
had.
by the way. I smoke so much weed.
Yeah, but I still think you are.
Okay, from alcohol. And that means something to me. But
Because
I don't like
alcohol was the one thing that fucked you up, right?
Yeah, that was the one thing that was like making me blind to my problems and waking up feeling like shit and getting involved in relationships I shouldn't. But it hasn't helped the relationship. No, it did a little bit. But
Were you, don't take this the wrong way.
Yeah.
Were you a philanderer when you were drunk? Were you kind of slutty when you got fucked up?
Yeah.
Like the first thing you did when you got fucked up, you slept around?
Back to the sex thing, like I struggle now as a sober from alcohol person to have sex when I want to have sex, because sometimes I want to have sex but I don't want it to like mean anything. So when I used to drink, when that feeling would bubble up where I'd be like, I want to just like, I'm horned up,
just want to fuck something,
I would hone in on a guy that I'm like, we've had a vibe before.
I would
put myself in a situation. I'd go to a show or I'd go to like the bar that we were all hanging out at in New York or wherever I was. And then I would drink till blackout, because I knew once I was blacked out, I would have sex, and like then I'd wake up in the morning and be like, oh, I had sex, but then I wouldn't like remember it.
It wouldn't matter.
It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't. You just don't get as attached to people when you don't remember the sex that you have with them.
Well, yeah, no shit. When
right?
It blacks out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but also,
so I protect my heart.
But didn't you then you felt way worse about fucking because you were like, I
didn't feel bad about the fucking.
Never.
No.
Huh?
Sometimes I was like, oh, I probably did some gross stuff one night. Like one time I thought I did anal and I didn't, and I like talked to the guy about it later, and I was like, when we did anal, and he's like, no, we didn't. I'm like, why did I just throw that in there? I thought I lost my anal virginity with a guy. I just assumed.
Was your ass sore the next day?
No, it was
I feel
just.
like you would know.
I had like I don't know why, but I just convinced myself like, because we would just have like kind of filthy sex, like filthy drunk sex, and
but
so
hot.
Yeah, like super like porny, like, but I couldn't conjure one memory of it right now because we were always so wasted. But I just knew that it was like that kind of sex. And so I think I just like assumed that I don't know, because I was like, he probably went for it and I'd probably be down. So it probably happened. And then I referenced it to him years later. And he was like, we never did. I'm like, I'm walking around thinking
you did anal.
I did anal.
Here I am, someone thinking that I'm in the anal club, and I'm fucking embarrassed.
It's so embarrassing, because what a wild whore do you sound like when you've told a guy that, like, you know, when we had anal, he's just like, no. I would remember, and I was like, yes, I tried to like fight it at first, like, yes, we did. And he's like, no, you don't understand. Like, I would remember that. Like, that's a thing I would remember.
You definitely would remember that. Have you had your virginity taken, your anal virginity?
Yes.
After that.
By now, yes.
But that's not a thing you like.
Yes, it is.
You love it.
Yes.
A lot.
I mean, it is not something I haven't done it for maybe over a year at this point, but when I get to do it,
if you're hooking up with a guy, will you let him do it, or
no,
does it have to be a relationship?
No, relationship.
That's a relationship thing.
For sure. Or like a
What if Gleb wanted to do it?
Gleb is married, and no.
In a perfect world, would Gleb got in the ass?
No. I would have to be like in a relationship with him.
After you dance with him, he makes you cry, and he's like, "Let me fuck you in the ass, make you feel better."
I mean, God, I'm not gonna lie. I'll listen back to the audio.
Let me pump your pooper, and I will make you feel better.
God, no.
It's gotta be a thing where you really, really like the
dude. It has to be a guy. It has to be a thing where the guy like really wants to do it. Like he can't just be like, yeah, I'll do it, like because you like it. I like, part of my liking it is that they're like, you're doing this. You're such a sick bitch, and I'm like, I know. There's not. That's what people always. I don't want to get it misconstrued. I don't like talking about that I like anal. I remember one time talking about anal on my show on Comedy Central, and I remember Natasha Leggero was like, you just say that you like anal sex? You just say that?
Yeah, sure.
And I was just like, yeah. And I always felt like, I don't want people to think I'm saying it to be like sexy or to like get boys to, like, that's always the risk you run talking about sex as a woman, is that you think, because sometimes guys do get turned on because you're talking about this stuff, but I'm also just telling you, yeah. So anyway, that disclaimer aside, I do like it. And what was your question before? Oh, I don't have to be in love.
Right.
But I have to have the guy, like the guy has to be like, yeah, it makes you feel like, I'm depraved. Like, what's wrong with me? Because I always feel like I'm such a rule follower. Everything just is like, I'm in control of everything. And when you're doing something that disgusting that shouldn't be happening, like there's no reason for that. There's
very
a
wrong.
perfectly working hole next
A better
to it.
hole in the front.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like there's just something about.
I find it odd that guys are obsessed. Some guys are obsessed with anal. I have like a
it's
weird
just
thing
the
with it.
Dirtiest thing you can do.
Yeah, but I don't
not the
know.
dirtiest.
No, it's just there's something about it that's kind of like I don't know
Yeah.
if
What's your feeling about it?
I don't trust any guy that like loves anal. I just don't trust the guy.
You mean you think he might be gay?
No, because that's like a cheap answer. I know people say that, but
My therapist used to say that.
I don't
He's
think it's gay.
Nikki. He's gay.
No, you know what I really think it is? I think they just like they have some semblance of weird repression about butt stuff, whatever that weird thing is.
No, there's always a butt thing. Something happened at my other therapist used to say that something happened at
like some
their,
kid in the
anal
neighborhood,
stage.
touched them in the ass or
well, that's
weird.
probably something that happened to me
Totally.
with my butt.
Yeah, we know
like,
it did.
Like for sure, like
we know it did for sure. Yeah,
you know when like
you got touched in the butt.
I know.
Yeah.
No, not like I definitely wasn't molested. I would have already probably talked about it a million times if that was the case. But yeah, something definitely.
That should have been
the
story arc on Dancing with the Stars.
There was something around.
Nikki has butt stuff problems.
I don't.
Every time Gleb lifts you up, you just are like, I can't put me down. I can't. It's too close to my anus. That's why I would never make it on any of those shows. I always talk about that. Like whenever they do comics on like American Idol or any of that stuff, they have to also have a sad story. You also have to have like Tourette's or your mom died of cancer.
I gave them my saddest story because that's what happens. The dance that I wanted to make it to is called Most Memorable Year. They do it every year on the show, and everyone picks a song, and then they talk about like the year of their life where they overcame. It's the sob story year. And I wanted that so bad. I wanted that dance so bad.
What's your sob story?
I mean, I was anorexic, and I was gonna show all the pictures that I've never shown, and like I was really gonna give it to them. And I like was all these producers have pictures of me as like a skeleton as a teenager, and I'm like, please don't.
Anorexic won't eat, bulimic throw up. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Were you both? Yeah, you did both.
I eventually got into bulimia later on because I started eating again, and I was like, I don't think I can ever starve myself again. That was really difficult and like kind of crazy.
Just throw it up.
So I'll just start.
The way you said
up.
I did both sounds like
I did both. But I was very anorexic. Almost died from it. That's why I didn't have a boyfriend. So back to why I didn't have a boyfriend until 24. Anorexic, high school, scared of boys. Got anorexic at the end of high school. Anorexic all of college. No one wanted to touch me. I didn't want to touch anyone, but I looked like crazy. And then I discovered comedy, and then I was like obsessed with comedy, and then eventually I got a boyfriend from comedy.
But how did you beat the anorexia and the bulimia?
It's comedy.
Comedy got you out, and comedy got you out of drinking. Kind of. Isn't
career,
that weird?
yeah, because I was just like, I can't have the career I want if I drink.
And you didn't go to meetings or anything. You don't go to any kind of addiction.
No, I
meetings,
read a
so-
book, The
What
Easy
book?
Way to Stop Drinking by Alan
Really?
Carr. So he wrote.
So everyone, if you're having trouble, read The Easy Way to Stop Drinking by Alan Carr.
The Easy Way to Stop Drinking by Alan Carr. And a couple other comics also have used his methods. Like I think Joe List, Dan Soder. These are all guys who don't drink anymore.
Yeah, they're
I think
all
they
sober.
also, they might use other things too, but I don't want to assume it was just this book. But for me, it was just this book. I just read it. You can drink while you read it. And then he also has a book called The Easy Way to Stop Smoking that I had already stopped smoking with 4 years before I quit drinking. That you can smoke while you read the book, and then by the end of the book, it just like it does all this mental stuff to you that you're just like, I don't want to smoke anymore. And
I never knew you as a smoker.
No, I loved it.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
And when you smoke, you see you smoke pot now, but do you smoke pot or do you vape or do you fuck? What do you
do it
do?
all.
You do everything.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Smoking.
You love smoking pot, like smoking
Because
a joint.
Yeah, like a bowl or a joint, because it's just like immediate, and
you're
like
high
you know
away,
how
right,
high
right.
you are. You can go out and you can get as high as you need to be. I
Yeah.
don't like sneaky highs.
No, edibles are so fucking annoying.
Oh, dude, I smoked a little bit of weed before my set this on Friday night, and just like one puff of this joint, and it had something called shatter in it. I'm like,
yeah.
don't put shatter in these.
Shatter.
And then I was totally mentally like ready and perfect and like right where I wanted to be, kind of like a little bit high, but like goofy. But my body, I was like, I'm going to faint. Like that, whatever it was making me feel like, and I got on the stage and I was like, oh fuck, I'm going to have to call my opener back up.
Because you got too fucked up.
Yeah. I was like, because this stupid shatter shit, I took one hit. Like I know myself. I smoke a lot of weed. I can handle one hit. And I'm out there, I'm like, oh no. And then I just, because I fainted on stage before from
weed?
Yeah, like in 2007.
Because that THC concentrate, shatters concentrate, so it's extremely dense. That's why. Yeah, all that shit is.
And I was just like, my mind was fine. Like, but it was just, I was like panic mode, and so So in 2007, I fainted on stage because I've never fainted before.
Where?
And I was just like,
what club?
I was at Hennessy's in Dana Point.
Oh my God. I have a Hennessy story.
Really?
This is insane. Finish your story and I'll tell you.
Well, I got on stage. I was dabbling again in anorexia because I was about to go to Montreal, and so I wanted to lose a bunch of weight, and I was like nervous about it, so I just stopped eating. I was working out too much. I got off a temp job. I went home and ran. I smoked weed on the way down, driving down to Dana Point, and I was broke at the time, and they feed you there.
Yeah,
so,
they give you a meal.
Yeah, so I got there and I like put in my order because I was like so excited about my one meal a day that I was gonna like binge on. And they're like, "Can you go up now?" And I'm like, "I really need to eat." And they're like, "Just
go do your fucking time."
So I did my time. I'm up there. I'm like 3 jokes in, and my brain isn't working, and I'm not getting laughs, and like it's just. I can't make the words, and I don't know what's happening. And I land one joke, and I remember they laughed, and then I just was like, I feel like I'm gonna faint. And there was like girls in the front. I mean, it was a packed fucking restaurant.
Yeah.
And I was on an elevated stage, and I go, "Is that awkward?" And it was. Let me just say, it was before awkward was like a thing everyone said.
Is it awkward if I faint?
Yeah, I was like, "Is that awkward?" And the girl goes, "Yeah." And I go, "It is?" And then that was the last thing I remember. And then I was out. And then Mark, what was his name?
Saratella.
No. Another Mark that used to be on the scene and book those shows ran up on stage, and like I fell, but like all these people were, and then I woke up from a dream. From a nightmare where I fainted on stage. You know when you like wake and you go, "Oh, thank God that wasn't real. Oh my God, it's real." Like it was nuts. I was like, oh, like I had that thought that you have after a nightmare where you're like, "Oh, reality is so much better." Like, and then it was like, "Oh no, this is real." It felt like a fucking nightmare. And I got up, and the room is silent because they're all like, "Oh my God," you know? And my adrenaline kicked in, and I ran to the women's room. But all the guys that were helping me didn't follow me in there because it was the women's room. So I'm in the women's room alone, and I like hear Mark grab the mic like, well, she'll be back, and we're gonna make sure she's okay. But no one came in, and I'm
no girl ran in after you?
No one.
The
and
fuck
I'm in
these
there
bitches
for
in Dana
at least
Point?
a minute, and I'm just in the stall like. Like my career is over. Like I'll never work again. Like I don't know why I went to that, but I was just like, I did this to myself. It was embarrassing because I smoked weed. I wasn't eating. I just felt like, and I have a lot of issues with when I was anorexic. I used to like almost faint all the time, and my biggest fear was fainting because then I did it to myself, and everyone knows I need to go to the hospital, and then I'm an addict, and I'm like whatever.
The tumble
so I
effect.
had all these things coming up where I'm like, I did this to myself. I'm so embarrassed. I ruined the show. Blah blah. And then I had the embarrassment kick in where you get angry, like at outwards. You like you can't take it inside, so you go
fuck all you guys.
And then I'm like, why is no one coming in to help me? And I just like got out of the stall, and I flew open the door, which is right next to the stage, and everyone is like looking at me because she's out, you know. And I go, "Is anyone gonna fucking help me?" Screamed at this room of people that are just concerned.
Drama queen, yeah.
And then I ran into the kitchen. I was like, "Give me some food!" And I ran, and these like people working in the kitchen are just like, "Who is this crazy bitch?" So they give me some food, and I'm in there, and I'm like, "Where's Taylor?" Because I had one friend on the show, Taylor Williamson. Do you know Taylor?
Oh yeah.
So Taylor just comes back and he's like, "Are you okay?" He's like 17 at the time. Like, what's happening? And it was just so humiliating. And then when I eventually emerged from the kitchen, like with my tail between my legs, everyone applauded like I was alive. It was so humiliating.
That is really funny though.
What's your Hennessy story?
By the way, I do love the idea that you think your career got ruined. If it's like this next chick, she passed out at Hennessy's in Dana Point.
No,
That's
I felt like
career
it was
moment.
like it was so embarrassing. It's just so embarrassing.
It is.
To faint.
No, it's embarrassing.
And let me just say, no one has ever watched someone faint and gone, "What an idiot!" Like
No,
you know, everyone's
people go,
just
"Is
feeling.
that girl okay?"
Yeah, people are feeling compassion for you, but it is so truly embarrassing when you faint because you're just like
You flopped down. I fainted one time when I was in church as a kid, and I was so fucking embarrassed. So embarrassed, and I thought everybody was like annoyed at me.
Yes.
Because I was in the middle of we were on stage doing something for the church or whatever, and I fainted as like a little kid. Yeah, and I was so fucking and my dad was like, "It's okay," and I was bawling outside. I was like, "Everyone thinks I'm a loser."
Yeah, that is a universal feeling of fainting.
You just think everyone's like annoyed at you.
No,
like
and
you did something
everyone is
wrong.
just worried. People are excited because they get something to worry about. They're just like
something new. Yeah.
No one's judging you.
No.
Okay, what's your
Dana
Hennessy?
Point.
Dana Point, dude.
Oh God, this is so funny. I think I've told this maybe on a podcast before, but I don't think I've told it on this one. But what happened was, This is years ago. We used to go down to that show, and I don't know why maybe I didn't have a car yet or whatever, but I was borrowing my girlfriend's car, and I drove down there. And I'm not proud of any of this, by the way, let me put that out there, first of all. But I drove all the way down there. I do the show, and Dana Point is down by the San Diego military base. So it's right by, what is that, Camp Pendleton or whatever? So there's a ton of military kids. And they fucking loved my set. And a bunch of these dudes were like, bro, fucking let me buy you a shot. I was like, I'm only going to have like a beer. And because I got to drive home, you know. So I had a beer and then I had a shot with this guy. And I'm eating my dinner. And then he buys me another shot. And it's another military dude. And he's like, let me buy you another shot. And there's a couple of cute girls hanging around. And everyone's kind of, you know, like it's fun. It's jovial, you know. And I'm having 2 or 3 shots. And then I'm like, oh shit, you know. And this chick is sitting next to me. And she's all over me. I mean, she keeps like rubbing my arm. You know, she's wasted. And she's like, I just think you're so cute for a redheaded boy. And I was like, okay. Well, you know, you didn't need a second half. Yeah, whatever. That's fine. But I'm eating this meal, and then she's like kind of falling on me a little bit too much, and it's getting a little annoying. You know, to the point when you're like, when someone's flirting with you, but they're too drunk, and you're like, you're cute, but this is like, I'm done now.
I don't know that, but yes.
Okay. Well, I get flirted with all the time, but no,
I don't get flirted with by girls. If a guy is flirting with me,
but if a guy's been too drunk, is he annoying when you're like, dude, go the fuck away?
I mean, but even if he has the potential to get that annoying, I don't entertain it from the get go. So there's no chance for him to like even get to that point. But I get it for girls.
So this girl was being too much and whatever, and then this bro came up to me and gave me one of these like I'm drunk bro speeches where he's like, dude, I fucking love you. I think you're the fucking shit. And he's like, oh, dude, you met my girl. And this is his fucking wife, who's sitting next to me, who's like all over me. And I'm like, oh, that's your wife? And he's like, yeah, it's my fucking wife, dude. And I'm like, by the way, these are all young military kids. You know, they're all probably 23 years old or whatever, 22. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, you know, I think she might have had a lot. And he's like, really? He's like, oh, fuck, dude, yeah, we should get her home. I was like, you definitely probably should get her home at this point. And these other bros are like, you should come back and party with us. And I was like, I don't know. And 2 of the other comics are like, we're going to go have a drink with these military dudes. They live right there. Like, let's go. And I was like, I've done this so many times. I was like, I don't know. Should I really? Yeah, in the beginning of your career, you just go home with people.
Oh,
and you're like, let's go party.
So many people's houses.
So this is fucking insane. He's like, hey, why don't you drive my wife to our place? We're going to go get liquor. I'm like, you leaving me alone with this fucking girl who's like falling all over me? He's like, yeah, it's right there. These guys will follow you. I'm stupid. And I'm like, okay, I get this idiot in my car. It's so dumb. Like, why? So we drive to this guy's condo complex or whatever. And there's a bunch of different rows of cars. We go into their apartment and it's just me and her. I'm like, where's everybody? And she's like, they're on their way. She's like, do you want to get high? And I was like, no, I don't think so. And she's like, come upstairs. And I was like, no, this is a trap. This is like where I get, you know what I mean? This is where she's like naked. He comes in. He's like, what the fuck? He shoots me. So I'm like, no, I'm not coming upstairs. I'm okay. Come down here. You know, let's go outside. Where is everybody else? She's like, 1 second, just 1 second. I dip because I'm getting nervous. I'm like, this scenario is bad. As I'm outside, a fist fight breaks out. Like a fucking full-on bro fight, like 10 dudes. These military dudes are fighting some other fucking dudes. And I'm like, fuck this, I'm out. I jump inside the car, and as I'm taking off, cherries. Woo, cops. I get pulled over. Yeah.
No.
Yes, I get pulled over. And it's a male and a female cop. I'll never forget this. He pulls me out right away. And I pull over in like an illegal zone spot because I'm in the condo complex. He pulls me out and he goes, you running away from this fight? I was like, no, dude, I'm a comic. They invited me over. There's a fight broke out. I just want to go home. He sits me on the ground. He arrests me, and he's like, we're going to make you blow because they've already got 2 people drinking and driving. I was young where I was like, fuck it, I'll blow. I blew. He looks at it and laughs. And he goes, you're going to jail, bud. And I was like, fuck. I'm broke. I'm so broke. I have my girlfriend's car. 2007 or 8.
Oh my God, that's when I fainted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh and I was so poor. And I had her fucking car, and I was like, this is like I'm sitting on the curb, I'm handcuffed. He goes with 2 other cops to go arrest and get all these other dudes to break up the fight. This female cop sits down next to me. It was insane. And she's like, if your story's true and you're not lying, I'm going to help you out because you seem like a nice guy. Because I was being cooperative. And I was like, are you being serious? And she's like, yes. But if anything is a lie, I'm going to fucking throw you in jail. 2 of these military dudes come up in handcuffs. And she goes, walks up to him, asks him all these details, and then she turns, she goes, is that the comedian? They're talking. She comes back over and she goes, okay, you're not a liar. I said, I just wanted to get away from this fight. Because they said he wasn't in the fight. They were like, he didn't fight. We didn't even see him. So she takes off the handcuffs and she goes, there's one condition. You have to sleep here tonight at somebody's house. So here I am, going up to these military dudes, being like, "Can I sleep over at somebody's house?" It was the fucking most awkward. The cop is next to me, and she's like,
"In your car?"
No. Well, here's why. She goes, "I'm gonna tow your car, because so you can't drive home, and it's parked illegally, by the way." So I was like, okay. I mean, I'm fucking all right, fine. One nice dude, this military dude, this kid Michael, he was like, "You can stay at my house, man. You can sleep on my couch." I slept on his fucking couch. This guy fucking made me breakfast and drove me to the Laguna Beach tow yard, which is in the middle of the Laguna Canyon, the next morning. I tried to give him money and he wouldn't take it. He was just a nice fucking dude. Drove me there. Was like, "Good luck, man. You were the shit last night." I got there the next morning. The car was towed in the lot, and it had a $500 whatchamacallit, a handicap ticket on the window, and the cop had written below it, "You're welcome."
Oh my God. That's such a good story.
It was like the nicest, and she was so fucking cool. Like the dude cop, if he had stayed, I would have gone to fucking jail. He wanted me so bad to get fucked. You know what I mean? He was like, "Yeah, you dummy, we got you," trying to flee the scene. She, for some reason,
she could sense your humanity.
Because I was like, dude, I didn't want to be in this fight. I didn't want to be at this guy's house. Like, I just wanted to go fucking home.
Thank God for like cool cops.
Oh, she was fucking incredible. But to this day, that was like the lesson for me to be like, I cannot get by. Even if I have like one beer, it's like, I'll just Uber, or I'll fucking, you know what I mean? Like, I can't sit at a bar, drink, and then consciously be like, okay, I'll go. Because I knew what she did was such a gift. Like, it was such a gift. And the ticket was cute. It was funny that she was like, "I'm going to fuck you a little bit more." The tow was expensive as shit. And the ticket,
so you didn't get off scot-free at all.
No, but I mean, fucking
like,
a DUI, 10 grand or whatever.
Oh, I remember just like right before I left LA the first time, it was 2000. I moved out here in 2006, and then in 2009, I was just drinking so much and every night flirting with a DUI, and I was like, "They're gonna get me, and my life's gonna be ruined.
Yeah.
You have to leave."
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, I'm gonna go to New York where I can drive.
Where I'll drink, but I can't drive.
Yeah.
That's like the number one reason I won't move to New York, by the way. It's too drink heavy for me.
Yeah.
Every time I go, I have trouble there.
Yeah.
It's too much party. I know too many people there. It's too much fun. It's too much going on. It's like I end up here, and here, and then I just get a little weird the next day about feeling bad about partying too hard in New York. And I never can. At LA, nah. I mean, you can party here, but like,
no one's hanging out here.
They don't want to. People want to go home. They're like, I gotta get home. I guess. Now in my age range now, it's like now people have kids and families and all that shit, so it like promotes me less. But when I have friends in New York that still have family, they party so hard.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
I have friends with multiple kids. They drink like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
You love it. You go. It's nice.
I know.
It is nice. I love New York for that reason, but it's also. It's a terrible place when you have an addictive personality.
Yeah. But drinking, like you're going to drink today and watch football.
Yeah.
Right. That sounds so great.
Yeah. Come on over. Come do it.
Nah, I mean, like I don't care about.
You're gonna be fake tempting.
I don't drink, and also I don't care about football. And
yeah.
Where do you go? You just like go to a friend's house, or do you go to a bar?
I'm having people over, but usually you either go to like a bar to watch it with a bunch of people, or like a restaurant that also shows. I love neighborhood bars.
Like how many buddies are you having over? Like what's this gonna look like? Is
4 or 5.
Someone making like pigs in a blanket, or there's gonna be like a salsa bowl?
You're so
like
domesticated.
A party?
I love that.
Is there like
I made chips and dip?
Like
No.
do you offer that to your friends?
Yes, but it won't be that arranged. It'll be more like chips, dip, and beer, and like maybe order a pizza.
Fun.
Yeah, just guys. Very like boring guy shit.
Okay.
It's very basic guy bullshit to
Are
do.
they comedians?
No, none of them. Not
How
one
do
of them.
you know people?
Humans, yeah. I have
But
a
how
lot
do
of
you know
human
them?
friends.
But how do you know these people?
When I first moved to LA, a guy, one of them is the guy that I grew up with. He's not a comic. He's in the business, but not a comic. And then I met other people through him that I just slowly like fell in love with.
Cool.
I have human friends.
Well, I'm going to brunch with some friends.
Yeah, where are you going?
Yeah. I don't know exactly. Yeah.
You're going to brunch with comic friends?
Joey's Cafe. I think it's not that good. But
No,
you
it's
can
not that
always get
good.
a
I used to live
table.
around the corner from it.
I like it though. I just.
You know what the number one phrase from that place is when I eat breakfast there?
What?
The guy, I love the guy's accent. He goes, fruit or potatoes. That's what you get as your side.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yes,
Fruit
I've
or
heard
potatoes.
that a lot. Yeah.
Whenever he's like, I'm like, I'll just get the scrambled eggs with turkey bacon. He's like, fruit or potatoes. It like rings in my head now. I used to live around the corner from there.
Yeah.
I call that place fruit or potatoes.
Fruit or potatoes.
Okay, I'm gonna enjoy my football game. You go enjoy your fruit or potatoes.
Yeah.
Do you want to plug dates and all that shit? Are you moving on the road?
Yeah, I'm on the road so much. NikkiGlaser.com.
Boom.
When is this coming out?
In a week. On Friday. On Friday. This coming up Friday.
I wish I would have. Can I look at my schedule and see
Yeah,
where
do
I'm gonna
it.
be?
Look at
'Cause
your
I wanna
phone.
Just tell people where I'm gonna be.
I always want people to tell the right information. Yeah,
Yes.
Yes.
Like let's do that. Okay, so Tacoma You want to come see me in Tacoma? You can next week. Not there. I'm not going to be.
Look, this comes out.
Portland.
This is on the 11th. This comes
Okay.
out this Friday.
Portland, Tacoma, Oxnard. I don't know how to say it yet. Oxnard, Dallas. I mean, any of these places you can come see me. Pittsburgh. I'm on the road until the end of time because I'm working on a Netflix special and I'm trying to.
Do you already have one lined up with them?
Yes.
An hour?
Yes.
Nikki, congratulations.
Andrew, I'm gonna be so famous.
You're gonna be so famous.
Oh my god.
That's gonna be you're gonna be the next big thing.
That's it.
Do I feel like 2019 is your year? Yeah.
No, I don't think. I think 2020.
Is it?
Yeah, because 2019, I've
It's
shooting
over now?
a special. Yeah, it's almost. 2019. It's just.
It's just begun, but it's over.
Listen, they're all my year. I could get
Ooh, they're
no
all my
more.
year.
I don't want anything else. I am so happy. I just want to
have it.
stay. I can afford everything I want.
What's the one thing missing from your life right now?
Love, a partner, a husband.
Is it really though?
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, I want to be in a relationship where I'm having sex all the time.
Does it eat you up a little bit?
Yeah, it's it consumes my life. It
makes me a little bit sad.
Boys, no, but it's fun having crushes and being like, did he look at my thing yet? I like all this shit, talking to my friends, sending screenshots of text
Right.
conversations. It's all fun. And when I find the person I'm going to be with for however long, it will stop. So I'm going to try to enjoy being single.
Do you believe in forever?
No.
No
I mean,
way.
yes. I think that it is possible to find someone that you're like, this is it. But I keep saying I want to get married, and people are like, and I go, I just want to try it.
Yeah, you're allowed to try it.
Most of the time it doesn't. A lot of times it doesn't work, and I'll be okay with myself if I don't. I did Dancing with the Stars, thinking the worst thing that could happen is me getting voted off first. It
Right.
happened. And it's fine.
Nothing matters.
So getting married and being the worst thing that could happen is I get divorced. Yeah, so is everyone. So I just want to try it. I think
Getting a divorce is like getting kicked off Dancing with the Stars. I feel like that's the parallel. That's an
just-
obvious parallel.
For me, getting kicked off Dancing with the Stars was just not an intended consequence. It was the least likely thing that would happen. It was my biggest fear, and then it happened. And you realize sometimes when your biggest fears happen, the thing that you're like, well, if I take this chance, there's no way that's gonna happen.
Right.
Sometimes it does, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Everything's okay.
Yeah, everything is going to be fucking fine.
Because everything's always been okay. Have you ever heard that quote? When you're freaking
Everything's
out about
always
something,
okay.
it's going to be if you're freaking out about an audition or something, it's going to be okay because everything always has been.
Yeah.
And you just look back. That, for some reason, some people don't like that quote. I'm
in the
oh,
moment,
yeah.
it kills me though.
I love it because I'm yeah. Anytime you're it's no, because I felt that way a million times, and I'm sitting here and I'm not feeling that way about that thing that I thought was everything.
But for some people, I think it really isn't going to be okay.
I mean, we're all gonna die.
Yeah. But think about it. You can't call Louis C.K. and be like, dude, it's going to be okay.
Yes, you can.
No, it's no.
Yes, you can.
You'd be like, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
You think it's going to be okay for him?
Yeah, I think it is okay for him.
I think it's going to be tough for a long, long time. I don't think
Listen,
it's going to be okay.
If he wasn't going through, we're all going through tough things. We
Sure.
all have different levels of toughness.
Yeah, but we
in our
didn't jerk off in front of people in a private room and get kind of banished.
He'll be okay.
You think
He's-
so? When
he'll
you
be
say
okay.
okay, you mean he'll come back as
he'll
career-wise?
No, he has the potential to lead a happy life.
You think so?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah. You might be right.
I'm not saying that I'm wishing that for him. I'm not saying that
Right.
I'm not wishing that for him. But I think that no matter what you go through, you have the potential to be content in
Sure.
your life.
You can fix
You'll
your
be okay.
You can fix your mistakes.
That's what I mean by okay. All right, okay.
Yeah. You can fix your mistakes.
Yeah.
You can bounce back
You
from
can
shit.
still have love in your life and still be loved and accept love and give love. And I think that means okay.
If you get, let's see, everything falls apart next year for you,
Yeah.
and you go broke, and you have nothing, but you meet a guy in the meantime, and you guys are really fucking in love.
Okay.
Is that going to save you think?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's right.
It takes you, but I could say that I could be the worst things that could happen to me, and I could end up homeless on the street in the worst scenario that I could ever imagine for myself, alone and homeless, and no family, no friends, no loved ones. And it would be very difficult, but even in that scenario, I think that I could be okay.
Wow.
I hope. I'm trying
that's
mentally
a very positive way
to be okay.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because truly all you have is yourself in the end anyway.
I know, what a nightmare.
I'm just so into Sam Harris right now and
Yeah.
meditating. Can you tell?
Yeah, you really are.
I really think I could be in solitary confinement in a prison.
You'd be good.
That's the mindfulness I want to get to, is that I could be I could go be alone for the rest of my life and I would be mentally okay.
I would be fine with that, just not solitary confinement.
No.
If everybody leaves me in my life and I got to live alone, out in in the woods by a lake, I'm good. That I'm okay with.
Okay. We
That's
just need
kind of
that
my
lake
weird
there.
happiness. I do want the water
Lake
there.
Bell.
I want Lake Bell there. I want Lake Bell there.
I want to clarify. It's not just a lake.
with Lake Bell on a lake.
So I'm not alone. It's
not really fucking alone. Well, we won't be alone. And if everything falls apart for you, you know, I'll be there.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. And I think you say it to a lot of people. So you're going to be very busy with all these
people that are
all these comedians who end up alone on the streets.
We'll see what
calling
happens.
you for our last call.
Thank you for coming, Nikki.
Thank you, Andrew.
Goodbye. Good night.
Good night.
Whisk, 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 whisk.
You're that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger.
Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.
Gingers are beautiful.
You owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse.
Gingers? Oh, hell no.
This whiskey is excellent.
Ginger. I like gingers.